Good morning, students. Today we will start with the application layer protocols. Okay. In previous classes, we have studied about transport layer protocol. The two important protocols of transport layer, they are TCP and UDP protocols. Okay. So, if you have any problem related to these protocols, then ask in classroom. Now we will start with the electronic mail protocol, that is email protocol. The email protocol consists of basically three main protocols. They are SMTP, POP, and IMAP. Okay, SMTP, POP, and IMAP. So we will start with the scenario of email protocols. How does email protocols work, or what is the architecture of email protocols? Clear? Now, basically, the email protocols have four scenarios. Okay, start with the first scenario. What does it mean? That it uses four scenarios. That is starting from the introduction portion of the email protocols. That is first scenario. Okay, the first scenario consists of that there is only one particular machine. On that machine, the specific two processes like sender and receiver of the mail can use the same machine. Okay, so this is the first scenario of a email system or email architecture, where there are two parties involved for the mail sending and receiving. Okay, the first user is Alice user and the second is Bob user. Okay, so Alice wants to transmit the mail to the Bob user, but the Alice and Bob are working on the same system or use the same system for sending the mail and receiving the mail. Okay, it is all about similar to that a specific in a company there is a memo box. Okay, when there is a memo box, each and every employee put down the memo on that particular memo box related to the specific recipient. Okay, this is all about like the first scenario, where there is only one system and each and every user of that system have a mailbox on that particular system. Clear? So if he and she wants to write the mail, so it uses the same system here, and if he or she wants to receive the mail, so it uses the same particular system. So we can say that the sender and the receiver of the mail uses the same system that consists of the mailbox of the different user. Okay, so Alice and Bob uses the use this particular system for sending the mail and receiving the mail. Okay, there is the another component which is known as user agent. Okay, the user agent program or the user agent is the process which identifies or which is used to write the mail or reading the mails, forwarding the mails. Okay, so the user agent programs are for writing, reading, forwarding. Okay, writing, reading, forwarding the mails and handling the mailboxes. So the specific program which is known as user agent programs is used to send the mail, write the mail, composing the mail and handling the mailboxes. Clear? This is the first scenario. Okay, that means number of user can access the same system to send the mail and to receive the mail. Okay, so like this particular scenario, uh, this system consists of different mailboxes of different users. Okay, Now come to the next slide. See, this is the explanation of that first scenario. When the sender and the receiver of an email are on the same system, we need only two user agents. Okay, so whenever a particular user can access the mailbox or can use the mailbox for sending the mail, it has only one system, but it has two user agent programs which can be used for writing and reading the mails. Clear? Now come to the second scenario, that is the different user of the mail or the different user of the email system have different mail servers. For example, see that scenario here. The Alice is the user or the sender who wants to send the mail to the specific Bob user. Clear? So in that particular case, it has its mailbox on that particular mail server. Okay, so Alice is the user that uses the user agent program for writing the mail. Okay, whenever it uses the user agent programs, it can store in that particular mail server. That means this mail server consists of the mailbox of this Alice. Clear? But in this case, in the second scenario, the different user, that means the another user, which is the Bob, is apart from the sender. Okay, apart from the sender, that means it is in the it is not on the same system. It has the mailbox on different system. Okay, so this is the another system. That another system consists of the mailbox of the receiver. Okay, mailbox of the receiver. That particular mailbox consists of the receiver's mailbox. Okay, so see that to transmit the mail from one mail server to the another mail server, it uses the another program which is known as MTA, message transfer agent. Message transfer agent. Okay, in first scenario we have only one process, that is the user agent process. But in the second scenario, when in that scenario the users are on different machine. Okay, the mail user, the sender of the mail and the receiver of the mail are on the different machine. Okay, that means their mailboxes are on the different machine. Clear? So it write the So it uses the message transfer agent program to transmit the mail from one mail server to the another. Okay, see here how this particular scenario works. The Alice uses that user agent program which is on its machine. Okay, user agent program, with the help of that UA, it write the mail, store in its mailbox. Okay, now what is the role of that MTA client? The role of MTA client is the role of MTA client is basically to send the mail from its mail server to the another mail server. Okay, it is similar to like whenever the specific user has the mail ID like on the Gmail server. So the mail server is this particular mail server is right alice@gmail.com, for example. So it uses its mail server gmail.com for storing the mails. Okay, now this MTA client on this mail server is used to transmit the mail to the another mail server. For example, the destination's mail server is like rediffmail.com. So the MTA client task is send this particular mail to its destination's mail server. Okay, so whenever a destination wants to receive the mail or extract the mail, For that particular purpose, it uses its mail server machine to read the mail or to access the mail with the help of user agent program. Clear? So the destination mail server consists of MTA server. So we can say that the MTA server or MTA message transfer agent program runs in terms of client and server. The MTA client is on the sender's mail server and the MTA server is on the specific destination's mail server. Clear? This is the second scenario. Okay. Now, the component used in the second scenario, the two user agent program. Okay, two user agent program at both the ends for reading and writing of mail, and one MTA program which is a pair of MTA client and MTA server. Okay. Now, this is about what we have seen in earlier slide. That is, when the sender and the receiver of an email are on different systems, we need two user agents and a pair of MTA client and server. What is the full form of that MTA? That is message transfer agent. Okay, message transfer agent. The agent which is used to transferring the mail from one mail server to the another mail server. Okay, for sending the mail from one mail server, it uses the MTA client program, and for receiving the mail on the another mail server, it uses the MTA server program. Clear? Now, we come to the third scenario. See the difference between the second and the third scenario. Here, the sender of the mail is apart from the mail server. Okay, the specific allies or the sender of the mail is on the different network. See the connection between the allies and the mail server of its mail server of allies. There is the local area connection or a wide area network between these two network. Allies is on the another machine on the another network, and its mail server is on the another network. Clear? But at the destination side, the destination or the destination and the receiver is basically uses the same machine for receiving the mail, for storing the mail, and for reading the mail from the receiver side. So it has no network. Okay, it has the machine only which receives the mail in its mail server and extract the mail from its mailboxes. Okay, so anyone receiver wants to use this particular system to extract the mail from his or her mailboxes. Clear? So the difference between the second and third scenario is the allies uses the different network, or it is the part of the different network. So uh, between the sender and the mail server of the sender, there is a network, whether it is local area network or wide area network. Clear? Whenever he wants to transmit the mail or sending the mail to the receiver, it uses its user agent program. Okay. Now, to send the mail to its mail server, it uses the MTA program. Okay. What is the task of message transfer agent? Transferring the mail from one particular process to another. Okay. Here the one process is MTA client, which is the part of the sender machine, or which is the process at the sender machine, which is used to transmit the mail from this MTA client to this MTA server. This particular MTA server is a part of the mail server of the allies. Okay, it is all about, like, we have a if I have a mail ID on Gmail, I have an inbox on the Gmail, for example. So this is me. Okay, I have a mailbox on Gmail. So I am writing the mail with the help of user agent program. Now, whenever I am writing the mail, after writing it, whenever I send that mail, so it is the task of MTA client, which is running on the client machine or the sender machine, that MTA client send this mail to its mail server. That means my mail is on the Gmail server machine. Okay, on that particular Gmail server, there is a component which is known as MTA server, which is ready to receive my mail on my mailbox. Okay, so MTA client is used to transmit the mail, and MTA server is used to receive the mail on the sender's mailbox or mail server. Clear? Now, this is not the situation. We have to send the mail, or the mail server have to send the mail to the destination's mail server. Okay, so we have another MTA client and MTA server program. See the situation. It is the mailbox uh, of Alice. Okay, but the mail is on the sent mail. Okay, sent mail folder. So whenever it send the mail from its mail server to the receiver's mail server, it uses another MTA client and MTA server program, one more pair of transfer agent. Okay, so this MTA client sent the mail to this MTA server of receiver's mailbox. Okay, so this MTA server is a part of the receiver's mailbox, which receives the mail from the MTA client, and with the help of this MTA server, this Bob access its mail from his or her mailbox. Clear? For reading the mail, it uses the user agent program which is running on its machine. So this is the third scenario in which the sender is on the different network and its mailbox or the mail server is on the different machine or different network. Clear? But the destination has only a single mail server machine which has no network. So anyone receiver wants to access its mailbox, it uses this mail server only. Clear? For this scenario, we have basically two user agent program and two pair of MTA client and server. Okay, but the condition is the sender is connected to the mail server via LAN or WAN. Okay, the mail server is connected to the sender via LAN or WAN. Okay, it uses two user agent program, one for the sender and one for the receiver. Clear? And two pair of MTA agents, one for sender and sender's mailbox, working between sender and sender's mailbox, and another working between sender's mailbox to the receiver's mailbox or receiver mail server. Clear? Now, this is the fourth scenario, which is the current scenario which we are using for email protocol, which are using in email protocol or in email architecture. That is the fourth scenario. That means the sender and the receiver are on the different network and their mailboxes are apart from their network. Okay, which we are using nowadays. Okay, this is me. Okay, this Alice is me. That means if I am the sender of the mail, I am writing the mail. That particular mail should be transmitted from sender machine to the its mail server with the help of MTA client and MTA server. Okay, now what is the role of this mail server of the sender? It sends its mail to the receiver's mail server. Okay, so if I am sending the mail to the rediffmail.com. Okay, so this is the mail server of Rediff. Okay, that means if I am sending the mail to the destination whose mail ID is on the Rediff mail server. So this is the Rediff mail server and this is the my mail server, that is the Gmail. Okay, I am sending from Gmail and send the mail to the Rediff mail. Okay, so this is the mail server of that particular destination. Clear? Now, here the situation where the destination is not accessing the mail server directly. That means it uses the LAN or WAN connection for accessing the mail. It means the receiver is also on the different network from its mail server. Clear? That is the scenario which we are using nowadays. our mail server is different from our location. Okay, so for accessing the mail, see, there is the transfer agent program for transferring the mail from the sender's machine to its mail server, sender machine to its mail server, and from its mail server, sender's mail server to the destination's mail server. Now the task of the MTA program is ended here. Okay, now there is the another program which is used by the destination to accessing the mail. Okay, that is the message access agent. Okay, so what is the role of this MAA program? That MAA is message access agent. Here the name signifies that accessing the message from its mail server. Okay, accessing the message from its mail server. So there is the another pair of program which is MAA server and MAA client. That MAA server is on the receiver's mailbox or mail server, and MAA client is on the destination's mail server. Okay, on the destination machine. Sorry, that particular MAA client is the part of the destination machine from which we are accessing the message from our mailbox. Now, so this is the part of the fourth scenario where the important portion is that it uses the message access agent program for receiving the mail from the mail server of the destination and read the mail with the help of user agent program at the destination side. Clear? See the situation of MTA client and MTA server from this particular machine, that is the sender of the mail, which uses MTA client to transmit the mail from its mail server, and MTA server. Clear? Now the role of this MTA client and MTA server is from mail server for pushing the mail from mail server of the sender to the mail server of the destination. It uses the MTA client. Okay, MTA server is used to receive the mail from the uh, sender's mailbox or sender's mail server. Clear? Now the mail is stored at the mail server of the destination. From that mail server, that is not the part of the destination's local area network, it is apart from them. So it uses another program which is the message access agent. See, message access agent. So it is the pull program. Okay, accessing the mail from this mail server with the help of this access agent client program on the destination. Whenever it accessing the mailbox of destination, now it read the mail with the help of user agent program. Yeah, so this is the fourth scenario where we use the protocol of the email like SMTP, POP and IMAP. Okay, I will show you what is the situation of SMTP, POP and IMAP in this particular fourth scenario in next coming slides. Now, I'm saying that push and pull protocol. What is the meaning of that push and pull protocol? It is depending upon the type of agent program, like if it is MTA client and MTA server program running on the sender mail server and between the sender. Okay, see, this is the MTA client and this is the MTA server. So it is basically the client pushes the message from its side, its MTA client to the MTA server. That's why it is known as push protocol or push scenario. That is pushing the mail from MTA client to MTA server. Clear? Now, What is the role of MAA, Message Access Agent programs? So the MAA client pulls the message from a MAA server, which is on the destinations or receiver's mail server. See, this MAA client running on the Bob machine or receiver's machine, it accessing the mail or it pulls the mail from MAA server. Clear? That's why it is known as MAA server and client program, pull program. Okay, client pulls the message from MAA server. Okay, now this is the explanation of that fourth scenario. Okay, which what type of component we are using in fourth scenario, that is both the sender and the receiver are connected to the mail server via LAN or WAN. Okay, so between the sender and the uh, mail server of the sender, there is the network which is either LAN or WAN, or between the receiver and the mail server of the receiver, there is the network which is either LAN or WAN. So it uses two user agent program at both the side, and two pair of MTA client and MTA server, and one pair of message access agent client and server. Okay, this is the most common scenario. Okay, now uh, after that we are defining the user agent programs function. What is the role of user agent program at both the processes or at both the machine or both the end? Okay, the UA are the user agent program. Okay, so what is the role of user agent program? See, there are different functions of the user agent, as we know very well, that composing the message and reading the mail at receiver side, replying the message, forward the mail, or handling the mailboxes. Okay, sometimes we are uh, removing some mails. Okay, ordering the mails. So this is the task of user agent program: composing, reading, replying, forwarding, and handling mailboxes. Okay, so there are some example of user agent programs like Mail, Pine, command driven. They all are command driven. Okay, which we were using earlier. Okay, some GUI based user agent programs are Outlook, Netscape Navigator, Eudora. Okay, Outlook we are using nowadays, Outlook, or we are using the browser to access the mail or for accessing our mailboxes. Okay, so these are the command driven user agents and these are the GUI based. Okay, in which we are using the Outlook and also we are using the browsers to accessing the mails. Okay, this is the format of an email. Okay, ये बहुत अच्छे से पता है आप लोगों को. Okay, what are the formats of the email? What is the meaning of envelope and what is the body and the header of the mail? Okay, from and to part of the header. See, this is the from, to, date and subject. This is the portion of the header of the mail. Clear? This is the overall envelope which contains the mail from and recipient address. Okay, and this is the body of the mail. So you know very well what is the meaning of body and message and header. The header portion contains the from portion, from address, to address, date and the subject. Clear? This is the format of the email, that is the local part of the mailbox, @ and the domain. Now, the important protocol here is the MIME, Multipurpose Internet Mail Extension Protocol. This is the full form of MIME, Multipurpose Internet Mail Extension Protocol. Okay, as we know that different machines have different architecture or different specific local code format they are using for understanding the data from its side. So this is the user agent program which uses the non ASCII code. Okay, but the generalized format of the transmission of data is the NVT ASCII character set. Okay, so this particular user agent program which is running on some machine have different code or local code, which is any code other than ASCII code, which is known as non ASCII code. So the non ASCII code is not understanding by the other machine because its format is different. Either its code format is different. That's why whenever a user agent program writes the mail in non ASCII code, okay, so it uses a MIME protocol in its side. Okay, this MIME protocol task is converting this non ASCII code into the 7-bit NVT ASCII character set, network virtual terminal ASCII character set. So this is the role of MIME. So NVT ASCII character set is the character set which is the generalized character set which should be transmitted from one machine to another in the network. So uh, this protocol converts this local code into NVT ASCII character set, and then MTA client program sends this mail in NVT ASCII character set to the mail server of the destination, where the MTA server receive the mail. Here the MTA server receive the mail, and this mail is converted by this MIME protocol again from ASCII character set to non ASCII character set. Okay, that non ASCII character set is this local code, that particular local code which is understandable by this user agent program or receiver's user agent program. Clear? So the MIME protocol works at both the end, either sender or the it works at both the end, sender and the receiver side, for converting the local code into ASCII character set at the sender side, and again converting this ASCII character set into the local code of the receiver's machine. Clear? This is the role of MIME protocol. Clear? Okay, we are skipping this. It is not the part of your syllabus. Okay, now we come to the message transfer agent, MTA. Okay, there are okay. Now we shall come to the message transfer agent, that is SMTP. ओके अभी हमने देखा कि जो दो डिफरेंट एजेंट प्रोग्राम्स हैं, दैट इज एमटीए क्लाइंट. ओके, एमटीए क्लाइंट एंड एमटीए सर्वर एंड मैसेज एक्सेस एजेंट क्लाइंट एंड सर्वर. ये दो ऐसे डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम हैं जो क्लाइंट मशीन और जो सेंडर मशीन और रिसीवर मशीन पे बेसिकली मेल को सेंड करने और रिसीव करने के लिए यूज होते हैं. ओके, सो इन्हीं को ध्यान में रखते हुए जो प्रोटोकॉल डिजाइन हुए हैं वो मैसेज ट्रांसफर एजेंट प्रोग्राम कौन सा है आपका, एसएमटीपी प्रोटोकॉल. The full form of SMTP is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Okay, that particular MTA agent is basically the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, which is the implementation of MTA. ये MTA का implementation है, SMTP protocol. Okay, अभी तक हमने concept study करा. In fourth scenario, we are studying the architecture of ईमेल प्रोटोकॉल. अब ये आर्किटेक्चर में कौन से प्रोटोकॉल्स यूज हो रहे हैं, वो प्रोटोकॉल है आपके SMTP, POP और IMAP. Clear? Now, this is the fourth scenario where we have defined the situation or position of the protocol, MTA protocol. That MTA protocol is SMTP protocol because it is the message transfer agent protocol. Okay, so to implement this MTA function, it uses SMTP protocol. So this is the domain of SMTP protocol. That means SMTP protocol works in request and response, that is client sending the request for transferring the mail, MTA client sending the request for transferring the mail, and this particular mail server of the sender equipped with MTA server, that is the part of the SMTP protocol. Okay, so this SMTP, basically this MTA server at the mail server receive the mail from the sender side. Okay, uh, we always identify that the application layer protocols works in the form of request and response, that means in the form of client and server. So SMTP program is works